Hello YouTube, today we are in San Pedro, California. Can you tell judging by the flags where I'm at? I'm at the Korean Friendship Bell. The Korean Friendship Bell is a very unique, very cool place. I'm here, I'm gonna learn a little bit about it. If you wanna learn a little bit about it too, stay tuned, join in, like, comment, and subscribe if you like random fun adventures like this. Go ahead and join the channel, check out my other videos. Let's get into this Korean Friendship Bell. Yeah. All right, so walking up to the Friendship Bell, there's plenty of parking. And this is quite the sight to see. This massive, intricately decorated bell pavilion was donated in 1976 to the people of Los Angeles by the people of the Republic of Korea to celebrate the bicentennial of the U.S. independence, honor veterans of the Korean War, and to consolidate traditional friendship between the two countries. So today we're here to check it out. The bell was cast in Korea and it was shipped to the United States. It weighs 17 tons and a height of 12 feet, a diameter of 7.5 feet. The bell is made of phosphorus the bell is made of copper, tin with gold, nickel, lead, and phosphorus added for quality of the tone of the bell. Let's go ahead and get a little bit closer and check out the bell. Overlooking the Pacific Ocean, like I said, was presented as a gift from the people of the Republic of Korea. Kind of just goes over everything that I already said. Some beautiful shrubbery. Basketball court. Let's see what the hype's about. Let's see if we should ring the bell. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll ring the bell right now. I don't know if they're gonna ring the bell or if I just walked up on a tour. So the views overlooking the Pacific Ocean is absolutely breathtaking. This probably doesn't even do justice. I'm not sure what exactly is going on with this. Alright, so I don't know how this happened, but I think they're gonna ring the bell. So I guess on the first of every month is when they ring this bell. I just so happened to be here for it. It's just beautiful.
Okay, so one feature that you might notice about the bell is normally when you probably ring a bell, you use something called a clapper that's usually attached to the bottom. This bell does not use that. It uses something called a striker log. This is used because it makes a hollow inside. There's no obstruction of the sound waves. This is very important for this type of bell because at the top you can see something known as a dragon hole. That little cylinder is actually extra for the higher pitched tones to disperse across the pavilion. A big reason we want to have a renovation of the ceiling is because the pavilion itself is actually a part of the instruments. Meanwhile, the lower pitched tones will actually reverberate down from the bowl and bounce back up and down and create the secondary tones so that when you actually ring it, it creates a sense of peace and calmness. Wow. The bell itself is about 12 feet tall and has a 7.5 foot diameter around, so an NBA player stood inside the middle and you try to touch both sides without being able to. It's also 17 tons, so it's a lot of bronze. But does anyone know who she is? $5 if you can guess.
Someone's daughter.
It's actually a spiritual sister to the Statue of Liberty. It's called a Sonyo, which is the Korean equivalent to an angel. So normally angels that we think of will have wings to fly. Sonyo, however, ride on clouds. And here we can see that the Korean and American people are friends as the Sonyo is sharing her cloud with the Statue of Liberty. Now while the Statue of Liberty is always holding the two same things, the sun is holding something different. Does anyone know what this is? It starts with yin. Yeah, yin yang. In Korean known as a taegu, it is a symbol of the positive and negative cosmic forces, but how they create whole. For Korean in particular, it actually has a very special meaning because in a way it represents the North and South Koreas and how even though they are separated, they are still one nation and one people. Over here, we have a dedication in English to the people of the United States as well as to the bell. Here we have the seal of the United States. On the other side, you will see there's actually one also in Korean with the seal of the Republic of Korea. Over here, we have a dove piece. The dove piece, of course, represents how we eventually want peace on the peninsula. As we know, the Korean War happened from 1950 to 1953. However, the war is still technically ongoing, as while they signed an armistice, a formal treaty was never actually written. So that's what the dove stands for. Over here, this is known as a rose of Sharon. This is actually the national flower of Korea. And during the Japanese occupation, it held a special meaning because the way they would show peaceful resistance to the Japanese occupiers is by throwing the rose of Sharon at their feet. Actually, on the walkway, we do have the rose of Sharon. Unfortunately, there is the little scraggly bushes you see. They blossom around midsummer, so it's still going to be a little while, but they are very beautiful when they do. The rose of Sharon has a very special meaning, and for that reason, we see it adorning both the top as well as the bottom of the bell. Over here, we see the Korean equivalent to the dedication, and here's the seal, which also has the rose of Sharon as well as the taegu. So technically, the Korean War is officially a stalemate. No side actually beat the other. However, the Republic of Korea was almost conquered by North Korea, and it was brought all the way down to Busan. But they eventually were able to actually break through and actually take back most of their land. So this represents how a victory in the sense that the Republic of Korea still exists to this day. And with that, Mr. Lee would like to give his...
A beautiful month here in San Pedro, and we get to ring this bell today. But did you know, in 1888, on March 1st, the city of San Pedro became an official city under California Charter. So happy birthday, San Pedro! And on March 1st of 1919, after Japanese essentially forced itself by stripping Korea of most of its sovereignty, by removing its ability to raise an army or to conduct diplomacy on its own behalf. So when you can't do that as a country, you're no longer a country, right? And then over the next 10 years, they became more and more aggressive, essentially imposing colonial rule and just stripping Korea of all of its resources. So Koreans, ever resourceful, always found ways to deal with it. When the Japanese would take all their rice for their people and give them buckwheat, the Koreans made buckwheat noodles, which is actually considered one of the delicacies of Korean cuisine, right? And the Koreans are very resilient people, but it was actually the American president, Woodrow Wilson, in 1918. And it's easy to remember, 1918, he gave a speech containing 18 points, among which he proposed setting different boundaries and creating new borders to settle international disputes. But he also proposed that the former colonies in the 19th century order be given a right of self-determination. That if there were ethnic minorities, that they would have the voice to decide if they want to be their own country. Korean intellectuals took it as a cue. They said, okay, America is going to support our desire to be independent. So on March 1st, 1919 in Korea, and actually about a month before that, because Japan was actually getting the news from outside first, the Korean students studying in Japan interpreted that signal, and they went into a flag waving demonstration, which was very quickly and violently purged. So on 1919, the Korean people, in secret, many as young as 14 and 15, would hide in secret and paint their own Korean flags, getting it ready for noon on March 1st, come, and 33 national representatives risked their lives signing a Declaration of Independence. Right? And this is actually significant and important because one of the statements that they say is that we declare our intent to be an independent country to everyone. They call it manbang. That's why 33 people signed it. That's why we ring it 33 times. Because 33 is 4 primary directions and 8 subdirections. 32 come back to the center for the 33, making it a full cycle. If you look at the Korean bell, it's a square base built on an octagonal yard. 4 times 8 is 32. Another symbology. Flowers you see, 8 petals, 4 layers, 32. Come back to the center for 33. But one of the statements that holds true, and I think it's actually one of the most eloquent things, yet we kind of reflect on today's events and think about this. The Korean, in their Declaration of Independence, said, now we no longer bow by the order of might, but by the magnitude of righteousness.
Ooh, say that again.
We adhere not to the order of might, but the magnitude of righteousness. It's your moral compass. So, America was a moral inspiration to the rest of the world. And let us think about that for a minute, about 10 seconds. So, the Koreans did this, and the Japanese were completely shocked because it was such a large scale. And I think for a good measure, let's wish one for Ukraine as well. Why don't we? Okay? Go ahead, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be taking people 6 at a time. Just as a reminder to please watch your step. The step of humility has humbled me and Kevin before. We don't want it happening to you. Just a quick safety rule. When you come up here to ring the bell, you want to keep your hands on the wood. If you touch the metal, it will pinch you. It will hurt. If you put your hand between the bell and the striker log, you will lose it. So please, just keep your hands on the log itself. We're doing 6 at a time. If we have a first group. Six. Yeah, just three on each side.
I think that would be awesome. I'll go.
So we're gonna do 3. We're gonna start the first one being the smallest, and then the third one will be the biggest. Okay. So we're gonna just pull back a little bit, and then we're gonna wait to let the vibrations kind of die down. If you listen, you can hear when it stops. Number 2, I'm gonna pull back a little farther.
Hug it before or after?
After the third
okay.
one. You can feel.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you.
Alright, so that was unexpected. They're ringing the bell because it's the first of the month, and I got to hug the bell. I hope you can hear that. Listen. Well, that was random. That was exciting. I only came here to see the bell. We ended up getting to hug it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy videos like this, random adventures, hugging bells, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.